Why is your lack of self-awareness destroying your personal development? Hi, I'm Joshua
And I'm Takara.
with Magnificent You. We want to tell you about one of the most important and powerful tools for your self-awareness, but before we can do that, we need to tell you a story.
Indeed. So this is a personal story from my personal history. And that is when I was an engineer and frontline supervisor in pharmaceuticals manufacturing, I was under so much stress that literally one of my employees pulled me aside one day and he said, "Did you know that you look like you've aged 10 years in the past year?" And I was offended, right? I was offended that he thought I looked like I was old. I was a young woman and he was telling me I looked like I'd aged 10 years. But I went home that evening and looked in the mirror and I had to agree with him. I looked awful. I was under so much stress, some of it self-inflicted, a lot of it externally inflicted from the career I had. I was the only female manager in, this big manufacturing facility. And so I had a lot of responsibility and I had a lot of eyes watching me because I was the girl. And so there was just all this stress. I ate, slept, and breathed my job. And it was literally killing me. Okay. But it wasn't until this guy pointed it out that I even noticed how much my health and, the wrinkles on my forehead and whatever else, like I was clearly stressed so badly that everyone was noticing except me. That shows a huge lack of self-awareness, right?
Mhm.
So what happened is not long after that, I literally crashed and burned. I hit the edge. I went over the edge. I was I went further than you should ever go with stress. I had a complete meltdown. And part of the reason I'm so into this subject, part of the reason I like helping other people is because I don't want anybody else to go as far as I went because it's a long road back, right? It's a long road back to get your self-esteem, to have confidence again, to know how to operate in the world without all the stress. Like that took a lot of work. But luckily, right away, I started getting help and someone introduced me to meditation. And the difference in my life in a very short period of time between when I started and when you know, before meditation and after meditation, I'm not even the same freaking person, right? People meet me now and they're like, being around you is calming. Like you're the most calm person I know, right? And just like this placid lake, because that's what my mind is. It's like a placid lake. And it was a simple thing, just like take 20 minutes every day. I know that sounds like a lot. It isn't. Okay. Not when it's preventing high blood pressure, not when it's preventing all the stress, not when it's preventing you from making poor decisions, right? That's what meditation does. It helps you with all those things.
Hmm.
It radically improved my life. And it's something I've continued to this day. This year marks 30 years for me.
Right.
30 years.
Yeah. I have a very similar situation. I was stressed beyond my level
Right.
until a friend of mine pointed it out because
Yes.
they saw a particular moment of mine and they were like, dude, you need to chill.
Right.
And so, same thing, I started looking into meditation.
Right. Right. And there are a lot of other tools, but this is the
Yeah.
one that is like the most quick, right? It is the fastest thing. But so let's talk about self-awareness though.
Hmm.
Like, what is self-awareness? Self-awareness is paying attention, right? We go and we do and we're busy and we never take the time to be quiet and just tune in and go, okay, this person just said this and I'm feeling a little upset about that.
Mhm.
Or, my kid is being a jerk, or I feel like I failed at something, right? But if you don't honor your feelings, if you don't like self-reflect for a little while, long enough to realize, okay, I'm feeling fabulous or I'm feeling terrible. And when you're feeling terrible, doing something about it. Almost always, when you're feeling terrible, I'm not talking about physically, I'm talking about emotionally. When you're feeling terrible, it almost always is due to something you're thinking, right? So something you're thinking, saying, or doing is not in alignment with your joy, with your happiness.
Mhm.
And that makes a massive difference. Okay. So self-awareness is nothing more than taking a minute, a second, a little bit of time
Mhm.
and just closing your eyes. You don't have to close your eyes if you're in the middle of work or whatever,
Right.
but like just take a minute to say, okay, how do I feel?
Mhm.
And why do I feel this way if it's negative?
Mhm. And a lot of people these days, because of all the stuff flying at us all the time, because of
External stimulation.
all of that stuff, most of us don't bother to take the few seconds that it might require
Yeah.
to determine for yourself, oh, I'm angry. I should calm down before I continues talking to my significant other,
Right.
or whatever it
Or
is.
I'm really angry, or I'm really sad, or I'm really upset. Like, why would they say that to me? And you got this, this churning in your belly, right? And
Mhm.
you're feeling like that. That is not the time to make an important life decision,
No, don't.
right? That's not the time to buy a car. That's not the time to propose. That's not when you're super upset, angry or sad or upset.
Or just freaking out, anxiety,
Yeah,
whatever it be.
those are not the times to make big decisions. But if you don't know that you're in that place,
Mm.
I've seen how many people like something happens and they just get so angry. They like throw something down on the floor and they stomp off and they might end a relationship.
Yeah.
They might like
Yeah.
quit a job. Like they might do some stupid move.
Mhm. Or they just are so pissed off that they break the thing they threw, and
Right,
that thing was
right.
expensive,
Or
maybe.
they might even have hurt somebody accidentally because
Exactly.
they were just not paying attention.
Their emotions took control, the
Yeah.
tunnel vision kicked in, and all that exists is the thing I'm dealing with, and then, oh, it's over. Why did I do that?
What did I do? And then, for years after that, they might be kicking themselves for this one dumb moment. But if you're paying attention and you're self aware,
Those moments don't happen for you.
they don't happen because you are more in control of your emotions
Mhm.
and you're more aware of what those emotions are and you take actions to get yourself out of them. You don't pretend they don't exist. You just don't let them run you.
Mm.
And that's a huge
Yeah,
difference,
you
right?
don't ignore them, because that's where the problems rise up. You acknowledge and you accept. Sometimes you need to, like, okay, calm down, or just let yourself feel it depending on the situation.
Exactly. So, is there a way for people to be able to learn this meditation thing?
Absolutely. Go do the link down below into the description or the comments, and we have some interesting resources for you.
Yes,
Meditation is just one of them.
indeed.
I wonder how far you'll get with your personal development when you start meditating regularly.
Indeed.
Yes.
It can change
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. And since you've made it this far in the video, you obviously care about your self-awareness and your personal development. So again, that link below.
So, what these meditations are is my voice over beautiful music, real ocean and whale song. Okay. And underneath it, there are binaural beats embedded in the sound of the music that you can't hear them. They're below your hearing threshold, but they help your brain slow down into a theta brainwave level. We'll get into that in a whole other video somewhere. But that is where all the magic happens. When you can go slow down your mind gently, it's not taking over anything. You're not being negatively programmed. It's nothing like that, right? It's just helping gently guide yourself into a deeper, slower, calmer meditative state. It's a lot easier to meditate there than without it. Right.
All
And
right.
so I've created 2 audios for you to enjoy. They're absolutely free. So there we go.
Yeah. Well, if you liked this video, go ahead and leave a like. If you want to see more content from us, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And if you know anyone who might benefit from this information, which is probably everybody, go ahead and share. Until
And
next time.
until next time.